easy.
It is easy. Forget that dollar bill. Now, I don't see you no matter what. You walk in that door, you will be seeing you bring your grandma with you. I don't see her too. Okay.
But here's what amazed us even more.
Right.
In the nearly 40 years Dr. Z has been practicing,
That looks good.
he's never taken a real vacation.
I think you'll live.
Tells every patient they can call him 24/7, 365.
There you go.
I have his cell phone number.
Does everybody have his cell phone?
Yeah. He's always available.
This guy seems almost unbelievable.
He is unbelievable because you'll never meet another person like him ever.
A superhero, but hardly invincible. A few months ago, Dr. Z was diagnosed with cancer.
So I got two separate cancers. One renal, one rectal. But I don't give up.
And to add insult to injury, Dr. Z didn't have insurance. There was a whole series of snafus, but bottom line is he had no way to pay for his radiation treatments. Until his patients turned the tables on that ever-giving doctor.
I'm like, let's fight. What can we do?
Dr. Z will not give up on you, so we damn sure ain't giving up on him.
Whatever needs to be done to save Dr. Z, we're going to do it collectively.
So, collectively, they started a crowdfunding campaign. Nearly 1,000 people donated, raising more than $100,000. Today, his prognosis is good.
Right.
He got his insurance back, and now plans to funnel any money left over back into the community.
Oh, that mouth up. You know what? I'm going to say something may seem crazy as heck. I'm thankful that I got cancer. Because I am the happiest man on the planet, no matter what the outcome. What we have shown and why we sitting in this table right now to show America this is what you're about. We about giving.
Let me just say something right now. If this story did not send chills through your body or almost make you shed a thug tear or maybe a stream of tears, you probably don't have a soul. Because when I first saw this story made me feel so good. I talk about a various array of topics on my channel, and y'all pretty much know how my channel is set up. But it's rare when I get stories like these or come across stories, because this story wasn't sent to me. I actually was scrolling through and I just happened to get on Twitter and I went on the main timeline and I saw this on a post by someone I'm not even following, but I guess because of the algorithm, I guess they figure we'll post this stuff on your page because y'all say or have same in alignment with your ideologies. And when I saw this post, I clicked on it and I said, let me go ahead and check this out. And I couldn't even make it through halfway the video and saying, okay, let me just go ahead and make a commentary about it. First off, let me give a huge kudos and a huge shout out to this man on your screen. His name is Dr. Michael Zollicoffer, but his patients call him Dr. Z. He is a doctor out of Baltimore. I believe he's a pediatrician. So of course, you know, he deals with children and he's been in the community for years. They said that he helps a lot of people. You know, he helps people like even for free. If they can't afford treatment, he will help them with it without them having to pay a dime. Like, do you know how rare it is to find one doctor that will even do that out of the kindness of their heart? Especially when you think about how cancer treatment is very, very expensive. And a lot of times your insurance, should you have any, is not going to cover every last bit of that treatment because the radiation and all the other things that goes into it, it's a lot of money. It's very taxing and it can drain your account. And then if you don't have no more money, then they can't give you no more treatment, let alone half the treatment. So he's been doing this in the community for years. I was even looking through posts on the timeline and people were saying how this man was their doctor. And I even saw one post that really stuck out to me. It was this woman who said that she grew up in a home where she had 6 male siblings. You know, she was the only girl, and how she had, of course, her uncles and her grandfather and male cousins around her, but she didn't have a father. But she said this man was like the closest thing to a father she's ever had. I've seen other people talk about how this man has been their pediatrician or their doctor for years. They were patients of him at one point in time when they were kids. So this guy definitely has a good rapport with the community. And of course, you know, as the story continues to go on, it gets revealed that this man gets diagnosed with cancer, and either he had insurance and he lost it, or he never had insurance at all, for whatever the case may be. And people will kind of think of how in the world does a man who's a doctor taking care of all these patients not have insurance. I said the craziest things can happen. Or maybe it could be a thing where they found out what he was doing and said, this is how we're going to punish him. But thankfully, the community that he was taking care of all these years came together and decided to take care of him and raise over $100,000 so this man could get the proper treatment for radiation. Because like I said, when it comes to cancer treatment, it is very expensive. It came together as a community, raised the money, and he was able to pay for his treatments. And now his prognosis is good. He's pretty much good for now, and he's back out to doing what he's been doing. And peeped at the end when he says he thanks God that for cancer, or that he has it, because that show right there, at least with his situation, how the community came together and took care of him. And I like stories. I actually love stories like these, because a lot of times people always say, oh, black people don't come together. Oh, black people are so divided, or black people are this, or black people are that. And that's a comment that commonly gets told by people outside of the community, but more so people within. And then you stop and realize there are stories like this out here that do not get that kind of traction. But I noticed that this was promoted, well, not promoted, but it was broadcasted by the CBS Evening News. And here I am in the same state as this man, and even though I'm not in the city of Baltimore, and this is my first time hearing of this story. Like I always tell people, there are times where there are stories where it might happen in your town or in your state that you don't even know of. I'm not exempt. This is a prime example. Granted, yes, Baltimore is about a 45-minute drive north of me, but I would have loved to actually have gotten wind of this particular story when it happened. Thankfully, I caught it when they just broadcasted it, because I'm recording this video on March 8th, 2025, and it looks like this broadcast for the story went out like last night. So it's still a very fresh story, but I definitely wanted to highlight this man, this great man. He's like an unsung hero of the community. And he may not be famous, he may not be a celebrity, but to those people, he is a hero. He is famous to them. He is their celebrity. And that's on a personal level. And that says a lot. And that means something, especially in this day and age when you find a lot of people are out there doing for self. And this guy right here, now, because of his story with him having cancer and the community coming together to help him, now people are going to realize what type of man this is. This actually, in a way, is good promotion for his practice. So now a lot of people who didn't know who this man was are going to start coming to him. So it actually worked out for every party involved. But I'm gonna just go ahead and end it off with this. Let me give a huge salute to two of them. Again, a huge salute to Dr. Z, as they call him, for doing amazing work. He is a true miracle worker. He is a hero to the community. Keep doing your thing, and hopefully more people can continue to pay it forward. And by that, I mean hopefully other physicians look at his story and maybe possibly do the same thing. Of course, that's a stretch, and a lot of people aren't going to do that. But thank God there's one that hopefully people kind of follow his lead. But two, the second I want to give a shout out to is the community. The people that he helped all these years came together and they helped him, and that's exactly how it's supposed to be. It's literally paying it forward. And they pulled together their money. They didn't get some outside resources or some big donors from some big conglomerate to come together and pull money together to give to this man so he can get his treatment. They came together and they pulled their money together and did this. When we say community, this is what community looks like. This is what it sounds like. This is what it is. So definitely shout out to his patients, past or present, for doing what they had to do, because if it wasn't for them, this man probably would have just died, especially with him not having the insurance. So definitely shout out to them, because they literally saved this man's life. After this man has saved so many lives, they all came together, and all those lives that he saved in one way or another came together and saved him. And at the end of the day, that's what it's truly all about.